Hey guys, it's Roshi here, your favorite Celestial Toadle Dragon. Welcome to Anthro Anime. This is your first time coming here. Thank you for coming and welcome. If you're one of my subscribers, also thank you for tuning in. So today I decided to do something a little bit different. I was thinking about what could I do for some additional content, and I thought about doing short mini reviews on current animes that I just think are awesome. And there's so many out there that I've been watching that have either finished their first season or I'm going into the second season of the show, and I really want to share them with you guys. Some of them are super popular and people already know about them, and some of them are a little bit less known. So I kind of want to go ahead and give shout outs to those different anime series, where you can find them at, what they're about, if they're currently kind of ongoing or ending or what. So I want to start off with one of my, probably I would say not my favorite, but it's up there. It's probably one of the top 10 animes that I really enjoy, that I'm always excited to see that there's another episode available, and that's My Hero Academia. So I would say that My Hero Academia is like definitely up there on my list of animes. It's got so much heart, so much personality, likable characters that you can really like understand and kind of see what their motivations are. I will say that there are probably 12 total characters that are in Deku's class in the show, but there's a core group of just 5 that include like Deku. He's the main character. Bakugo, who is his kind of antagonist. His love interest, which is Uraka. Alita, which is like the class president. So those are kind of like the core 5. And another guy named Todoroki, who you'll see kind of pop up a little bit later in the series. But all in all, I would say all the characters are likable. There's a lot of different emotions, from comedy to drama, some sadness, action, even a little bit of like horror elements when they start introducing some of the core villains in the series. But I will definitely say this is one that you guys should take a look at if you are interested in kind of like just superhero stuff. Like I said, I'll talk a little bit more about it in the video, but I definitely highly recommend you guys checking out the My Hero Academia. I know a lot of people have already heard about this anime, but it is really just an outstanding, well-written, well-animated, well-voice acted show, like all around just an amazing animation. So just to give you guys a little bit of background about the anime, if you're interested, it's called My Hero Academia. It's been out for several years. It's currently on season 4, which is going on like right now as we speak. I'm able to get the seasons through Crunchyroll. I will tell you guys that I am not sponsored by Crunchyroll, but Crunchyroll, if you're listening, by all means, shameless plug, but call me. But anyways, I have a subscription to Crunchyroll, so I'm able to get the episodes pretty much, I want to say, like the day after they air in Japan. So, anywho, a little bit about this series. So, this series really kind of but kind of gives a different dynamic or a different background to the superhero universe. So, this series takes place with high school students. It takes place in a world where what they call, instead of superhero powers, they call them quirks or quirks. So everybody has these different quirks. It's pretty well known. It's not like frowned upon. I want to say like 80% of the entire world has some type of quirk, and they range in power. So there are some people who have kind of simple quirks and some people that have, you know, crazy over-the-top quirks that they can use. It all just depends on, you know, what your DNA preference you to have. So in this world, that's pretty normal, but the smaller percentage are people who are born without a power. So our main character is Midoriya, Izuku and Midoriya. They call him Deku on the show. It's kind of like it started off as a derogatory nickname for him, but in the end he ended up really liking it, taking it on as his persona. But he's the main character in the show. He has kind of an antagonistic person in his group named Bakugo, and he's somebody who's always like teased Midoriya and harassed him. And he has this insane quirk that allows him to, make explosions in his using his sweat glands, because those are made of like nitroglycerin, so he can explode things whatever he touches. So he's kind of like an antagonist for Midoriya, who has no powers. But Midoriya still wants to become a superhero. And his favorite superhero, and the one that he looks up to the most, is a superhero named All Might. Now, All Might has a quirk that allows him to be pretty much super strong, super fast, agility. He has a lot of stamina, and he's always smiling no matter what happens, no matter what situation he's in. He's always saving people with a smile. And Midoriya really catches on to that and loves it about him and kind of idolizes him. But once again, he doesn't have any powers. So he ends up getting in a situation where he meets his ultimate hero, All Might, and he finds out that All Might can transfer his power to a successor. And so he picks Midoriya based off of different circumstances that happen. So he goes from having no powers to having this incredible power that was given to him. And the show is all about his arc and his fellow classmates' arc as they grow and progress, going through high school. And it's a special high school called UA High School, and it's made to really train students on how to be pro heroes. So it's getting them from point A to point B with being heroes. So it's all about those relationships that they build, different circumstances that they get into, saving people, getting over their fears. It'd be like if you took a slice of life anime and mixed it with superheroes. So that's kind of what the unique element of it is. And of course, you can't have superheroes without super villains. So there are, people who choose to use their quirks for evil, and those people are kind of within this organization called the League of Villains. So their whole point in their existence is to either, get rid of pro heroes or even the playing field, and because they feel like they have to live in the shadows. So there's a lot of interesting dynamics going on in the show. I will say that I wouldn't say this show is for smaller kids, because it touches on a lot of, bloody battles and themes and adult-like themes throughout the show. There's some pretty intense and gruesome elements and battles in the show, so I would give this a no for like very small kids. If you're under the age of like 10, I wouldn't say that's for small kids. Thanks for hanging with me. Have a good night. Bye bye.